We're now starting topic 5, adding and subtracting integers. This is block 1 that is on page 133. So first thing I'm going to discuss our pregame pep talk here. I have some winter days of some temperatures in Alaska recorded. Negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty warm temperatures, huh?
No.
Cold. Cold temperatures?
Yes.
Okay. Raise your hand. What does it mean for the temperature to be negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit? Claire, what do you think? It's below zero. You have something else to add?
It's 35 degrees below 0 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's 35 degrees below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Nyla, what you have to add?
It's colder than it's usually supposed to be.
It's colder than its summer days? Okay.
Why does it say summer?
It doesn't. I guess she's just.
No, it says could be Antarctica.
It says, which is colder, negative 35 degrees or negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit? Raylan,
Negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
do you have a reason why, or you just know it?
I just know it.
Jalen, why?
On the negative scale, it's the highest number up.
Okay. Anybody else have an explanation? Ryan?
Because it's farther away from the zero.
It's further away from the 0. Anybody else? Nyla?
Like Jamer said before, the higher the number, the lower it is. On the negative scale, actually, the higher the number, the lower it is. So if it's negative 40, it's going to be lower than negative 35.
Okay. At this point, I'm not saying any right or wrong, because we're just opening and looking at this. Then ask which is colder, negative 35 degrees or 0 degrees Fahrenheit. What do you think?
35 degrees.
I don't even see a 35 degrees.
Negative 35 degrees. I'm negative 35.
Negative 35 degrees. Let me ask you this question since we're on that topic. If I was to open my bank account right now and look and see how much money I have in it, and if it had a positive $35, do I have money to buy something?
Yes.
If it read that I had negative $35, do
You're
I
in
have
debt.
money to buy something?
No, you have debt.
No. So do you think it is important, or do you think those two numbers are different?
Yes, way different.
They're way different. It determines if you have money or if you don't have money. So a lot of people give answers without a negative sign even when it's negative. Is that important?
Yes.
It's majorly important. And that's an error we need to fix right off the bat. So what did we even answer? What is colder, negative 35 or 0?
Negative 35.
Negative 35 is colder. Well, if a temperature was 5 degrees and it dropped 6 degrees from there, what temperature would that be? Negative 1. Anybody think it's a different answer?
So if the temperature dropped from negative 0.
It was at 5 and it dropped 6 degrees.
No, it would be 0.
It would be negative 0.
No, wait, that's not the thing. It is negative.
So it's negative 0.
Negative 0.
It's negative 1. It's negative 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's negative 0, negative 1.
Wait.
Okay, let me see.
There's no.
That is exactly what it is.
0 can't be negative.
May you repeat the question because I think I may know the answer.
Said if the temperature is 5 degrees Fahrenheit and the temperature drops 6 degrees, what is the temperature?
Maybe? Wait.
Temperature doesn't drop.
Well, it'll have to be 0. It'll have to be 0.
No,
Is it the same degrees as it was yesterday here?
Did it drop in my hand?
I don't even know. I wasn't here.
It's not negative 5. It's negative
Oh,
0.
Yeah.
It's negative 1. Negative
Mercury dropped.
Is it like a trick?
Hey! Shh. No, it's not a trick.
Oh, negative 1.
Side conversations. No. investigating this whole unit. So first thing, alright, so this little cute ant guy, his name is Archibald. I'm going to call him Archie for short because Archibald is not fun to say a bunch of times. So Archibald is probably going to be with us all unit. And says Archie the ant loves adventures, but he realizes that adventures cost money. Archie uses his skating skills to earn money as a carrier. A carrier, like a mailman, is a carrier. He delivers things. FedEx is a carrier. Waiter is a carrier. Good. So, says he earns $200 and begins to plan his next adventure. Alright, so he made some money. We're going to look at his adventures. If you don't stop with the noise. It says to hold up a minute because Archibald's Uncle Raymond thinks that it may be too early for Archibald to plan a trick because he remembers that he borrowed money from him that he has not settled his debt. What does debt mean?
Money.
Money. Thanks for raising your hand. Money that you owe. So he has debt to pay with his uncle. Archie is excited he earned $200. So first thing he's going to do on the number line here is skate to $200. Whee! Okay. And then he's dreaming of the vacation he's going to have. But then Uncle Raymond comes along and crushes those dreams because he is in debt to his Uncle Raymond. He owes his Uncle Raymond. Does it say yet? Nope. He owes his Uncle Raymond $210. So, Uncle Raymond says, hold up a minute. You don't have $200. I'm taking some of your money. He's taking all of his money. And where does Archie end up?
Negative.
Right now he's at 0. Is his debt paid off?
No.
No, we still have 10.
He still owes his uncle how much?
$10.
$10. How much did he pay his uncle?
$200.
Okay. And how much is in Archie's account?
0.
0. 0. If he paid his uncle $210 and there was only $200 in his account, how much would his account read then?
Negative.
Okay, that's what we're going to get to. But first, let's go to problem 1 and 2 to answer. Said after Archibald pays his Uncle Raymond, all that he made is the debt settled.
No.
No. How much does he still owe him?
$10.
So he still has a debt of $10. So no. He has a debt of $10 for number 1. Number 2 says, how could Archibald represent on a number line that he still owes $10? Negative 10. So Archie, right here in this picture, he's standing on 200. Where did his uncle pull him back to?
0.
0. But his debt's not paid. So his uncle, if he did pay his uncle, he would be represented at what point?
Negative 10.
Negative 10 on the number line. And that would mean that he has a debt of $10. Does he owe negative 10?
Yes.
No.
You can't owe a negative amount. The negative sign means owe.
He owes $10.
He owes $10.
Why would we word that?
It's written on the board. All right, so let's go learned about numbers so far in 6th grade. So in 6th grade, we looked at positive numbers on the number line, and we looked at 0. Then to look at negative numbers, it's kind of like getting a mirror, taking the reflection, and I have my negative numbers. Okay, so these are called integers. Integers are numbers on a number line. Do you ever have decimals, fractions, and percents written on a number line?
No.
No. Well, it's understood between 1 and 2 is 1.5. But do I ever write 1.5? No. So integers are your positive whole numbers, 0, and your negative whole numbers. Those are integers. So these are negative integers, and to the right of 0 would be positive integers, and 0 is just 0. He's the lonely guy.
He's there because he's there.
He's there because he's got to be there. Okay? So looking at Archie, and if he was being reflected, we have opposite numbers. Well, he's at 5 on the positive end. He's reflected over, what is it, 5's opposite? Negative 5. So, negative 2, what is its opposite? Positive 2. What is 4's opposite? Negative 4. What would negative 8's opposite be? 8. Okay, those are opposites. Then we have looked at what's called absolute value. An absolute value is where you have bars on the side of it, and absolute value means the distance away from 0. So if I looked at the absolute value of a positive 5, how far away is he from 0? 5. He's a positive 5 away. Well, if I looked at the absolute value of a negative 5, how far is negative 5 away from 0? 5. Can you ever have a negative distance?
Yes.
No.
Distance is measured. Have you ever seen a ruler or any kind of measurements that is negative?
No.
That means it's invisible. It goes back in time. Can you measure back in time?
No.
No.
Boy, unless you want to see
Quit being silly. It's not funny. So, absolute value is distance away from 0. Distance cannot be negative. It is always positive. So what would the absolute value of a negative 8 be? 8. What would the absolute value of 6 be? 6. Its opposite of 6 is negative 6. Okay, back to Archie and his debt with his uncle. So if his uncle brought him back to what point? 0, right? And he still owed some money. Where could Archie be placed? Or where is he being placed?
Behind.
Negative 10. Why is he placed at negative 10?
Because he still owes his
Uncle.
uncle $10. So
He still owes his uncle $10. Does he owe a negative 10?
no.
No. This negative sign means the word owe. He owes $10. So that kind of answers question 3 for us. It says here is one way to represent the problem of the debt. 200 minus 210. How could we put this in the words? 200. What was that money? Was that his debt? Is that how much he earned?
Yes. How much he earned from his uncle?
He didn't earn nothing from his uncle.
I didn't say earning from his uncle.
He said,
200. He earned that from what?
From skating.
From being a carrier. So 200 is how much he earned. 210 was his what? His debt. So that's what we're wanting to write. So, yeah, total debt. So I could say he earned 200. His debt was 210. They wrote it backwards, but it means the same thing. So that is number 3. Okay, this was one way to look at the number line in the problem. Now this is another method. Is any method wrong?
No.
Yes.
No. There's many ways to solve a problem. This is different ways to look at a problem. So here I could say he's skating to negative 210. What is negative 210 representing? How much he owes. Okay? So that's negative 210. That's how much he owes. His uncle is going to pull him in the positive direction or more in the negative direction.
Positive.
If he's paying his uncle, when he pays his uncle, it's going to pull him in the positive direction. So when he pays, he goes, did he make it to the positive side of the number line?
No.
He stopped at negative 10. Where did we stop in the last problem?
Negative 10.
Negative 10. Did we get the same answers?
Yes.
We looked at it 2 different ways. He skated to negative 210 and got pulled back 200 spots and stopped at negative 10. The other problem, he skated to where? 200 and got pulled back all the way to negative 10. And they both stopped where? Negative 10. So that is a different way to look at it. So looking at problem 4, we have negative 210. What is that representing in our problem?
The money he owes.
The money he owes. What is that word we called it?
Negative.
Debt. And what is the 200?
The money he
The
earns
positive
from
money.
The money he earns. So his debt is 210. Isn't that the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why the problems that work out the same. It's the same thing. The debt is 210, and he earned 200. You're an extremely difficult child.
Oh, that was on the video.
I've been saying that the whole time.
Okay, you may have noticed on the half sheet you filled in that it didn't say midpoint or endpoint on it. That's because it was a very small unit or topic. This is all of the unit is 6 blocks. So I put it all on one page. And your test is Wednesday for regular, not advanced. Advanced is Thursday. So today, block 1 says there's no workbook homework. There is guided practice 1 through 5, and most people have finished it within like 5 minutes. Is it due tomorrow?
No.
Yep.
Today's the 22nd.
Today's Tuesday, bro.
Like I said, extremely difficult.
I was only going.
So, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Peace out, Bulldogs.
Bye, guys.